What's up, everybody? This is Alex, Worldwide Kellar, and you're listening to The Card is Going to Change. And let me tell you about one of our beautiful, amazing, gracious, and awesome sponsors. That's right, it's Pollyanna DIY at Pollyanna DIY on Twitter, on Instagram. Go to PollyannaDIY.com, and you can get all sorts of amazing buttons, shirts, pins, the whole kit and caboodle. That's right, PollyannaDIY.com. But now, let's take it to the reason that you hit download, the reason that you are streaming. That's right, the card is going to change.
Hello once again, everybody. Thanks for listening to AIW's The Card is Going to Change. Before we get into this week's episode, as always, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors that help us bring the show to you for free each and every week. Firstly, thanks to Angelo's Pizza. They're feeding us here as they always do while we record, and they, of course, bring pizza to you at our live events at Mount Carmel. If you want to try more of their pizza or anything else on their menu, it's all delicious. Head to Angelo's on Madison Avenue in Lakewood, Ohio. And thanks to Smart Mark Video, they record all of our live events. And if you want to relive any of those or watch them for the first time, you can purchase that on DVD or digital download from smartmarkvideo.com. And additionally, head to powerbomb.tv, sign up using the code ABSOLUTE, and you will get a 20-day trial for free. And then stick around and just keep watching the shows that we put out there from the AIW archives. And as always, thanks to Jack Prince, who helps take care of all of our printing and graphic design needs. They can do all of that and more for you, whether it be banners, t-shirts, business cards, flyers, everything and anything. For all that they have to offer, head to jackprince.com.
JAKPrince.com.
Yes, that astute, educated voice you just heard there, none other than Dr. Daniel C. Rockingham. He joins us once again this week, along with Alex Worldwide Kellar.
Worldwide.
Of course, as always, AIW owner John Thorne, and my name is Steve Guy. I am your moderator of sorts. This episode, we navigate through the show that took place back in October.
Thank goodness we have an actual set topic this time.
The last one didn't go too off the rails. Come on.
Well,
it was a hot 30.
Anytime you're with Worldwide, things go off the rails. So, but this way we at least have a reason to stick on course here. But we're talking about Zero Cool. It took place in October at the Winchester Tavern in beautiful Lakewood, Ohio. Our first time there. So new venue.
It was definitely a different feel for the show, and load in and getting everything set up. It was a stressful first endeavor for all the students and everyone setting everything up, but all in all, it came out pretty nice.
We were under the gun, too, from a production standpoint, as far as because we were bringing the training ring in.
So that brought a whole new set of circumstances, the way that the training ring breaks down as opposed to a show ring. And also, I think those were the tightest hallways I've ever seen in a bar of all time.
Well, I was going to say, this is obviously all a new venue, new challenges. What are some of the challenges you guys, just the setup, logistically?
Probably the first 15, 20 minutes we were there, we usually, when we would go to a venue we've been to before, instantly everything's unloaded, and we know exactly where everything goes. Well, this one, it was not only where do we set the stuff down, but how do we even get the actual 16-foot long pieces into the building without scratching the bar, walls and ruining everything before we even, put before the first bell even rings.
Because it's a pretty nice little spot. They got some
nice
wood varnish and all sorts of shit.
Yeah, it's for those who don't know, if you're not familiar with Cleveland or in particular Lakewood, the Winchester is actually, it used to be called Winchester Music Hall, I think was known as for years, but a lot of bands have played there. I guess it's kind of like one of the legendary music venues in town here. So not a lot of pro wrestling going on there in general. A lot of small, really awesome jam-packed shows typically.
Well, I guess back to the logistics too. One thing that makes the training ring different from the show ring is the show ring breaks down. It's what's called a breakdown ring.
Okay.
A little inside baseball for all these people out there. It's a breakdown ring. It breaks down into 8-foot pieces. So the show ring could fit like in the back of a van or a pickup truck, or really like it breaks down very small. But the training ring, which is, it's a ring that is much lower to the ground, that does not break down into 8-foot pieces. It's 16 long pieces. Everything is 16 feet long.
Oh, wow.
So it is much more difficult to maneuver through places.
Can't hang a red piece of plastic out of the back of a van on the
no, not at all. Which we had to have done that before with a couple of the
You need a flag.
Yeah, well, you need a real large one on that.
And going into this, we had to fix some things with the training ring, I believe, correct?
Yeah, the training ring was broken for a while. And, I guess before we get to that, how we even got this show was Matt Justice. He, like every pro wrestler from 1984 does, he picks up sporadic bouncing gigs.
I don't know nothing about that.
At bars and concert clubs, and he got booked for like a bouncing gig at some event that they were doing at the Winchester, and he never even heard of it before. And a lot of people don't know that they have this big event space back there, because when you walk in, it's like it just looks
like a really small bar.
Looks like a regular bar with
I didn't
some
even know we
tables.
were at the right place when I walked in.
Yeah, so he saw this event space, and he kind of mapped it out and was like, we might be able to fit something in here, and started talking and negotiating with the people. When he was on the clock working for him, he met the owners, and then one thing led to another, and then we had the show. We booked the show, but it was contingent on bringing the training ring, which I didn't know that the training ring had been broken for a while. And was like, you couldn't hit the ropes on it and certain, and things like that. So that we were a little bit under the gun to get that fixed, which just added. See, it's just added stress when you switch things up, when you try to change the routine.
Well, thankfully it got fixed, and those trainees have ropes that they can hit now for whenever they show up, and everything's good to go.
Yes, sir.
But we got it in there. And how was the crowd as they started packing in? Pretty tight fit.
Oh,
in
yeah,
there?
you weren't there.
I was not there. I was in Charlotte, North Carolina for a wedding.
Woo! Prieston again, huh?
No, this one just attending. This was I don't know, childhood friend and my college roommate.
Always a wingman.
That's right, tying the knot, and there I was. So, but yeah, how many people did you jam pack in there?
A lot.
It was elbow to elbow. Trying to get to the merch space was very limited because of how many people that we had there.
We
It
had
was
talked.
a good problem to have.
I think we talked about it on a previous episode. John, you and I were trying to figure out if you could have just as many or close to Tequila Jacks or Music Links in terms of, we were trying to figure out the spacing, if it was about the same. Do you think that it was, or do you?
This seemed to be a lot more closed quarters, I would say.
Yeah, I think Jax is a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jax is set up more traditionally for an event, but this was in a better location for our fan base, so it's kind of like, let's see how it goes, sort of thing.
Yeah.
We definitely packed it in. Some people liked it, some people didn't like it.
I think one of the main criticisms I got was I asked people how they like the show. They're like, yeah, it's really cool. I can't see anything half the time. So the whole standing room only thing. I think next time if we run it, just give everyone a little speech at the beginning and be like, if you're short, get in the front. If you're tall, get in the back.
Yeah, I don't know if that works.
When we do Wrestle Rager, standing room only works because you've got the
also we have
elevated
the
ring.
taller ring.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, I was saying even you could barely get on the top rope with like the training ring in there. So I'm saying maybe next time roll the dice with the regular size ring. I don't know.
And
Not at all.
And nobody's going. No one's going top rope.
Yeah, I don't
You want to be able to jump.
Yeah, you'd be like touching the ceiling.
Son of a bitch.
He doesn't jump much.
But the look
anyway.
on his face was just total defeat.
I mean, who knows?
Just now, yeah.
Who knows? We haven't even been invited back yet. But logistically, we would probably maybe do some things a little bit differently.
They offer some first and second row seating.
We were changing things up as the event went on, because at first, we had people standing up on the stage.
Yeah.
And then we realized that nobody could see.
If people were doing that.
Like, nobody could see if there's people on the stage at the on
Right.
the one side. So in intermission, we switched that up. We moved the guardrails around a little bit. I don't know how we could really do it, but I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It's it made for a very cool vibe. I'll say that much.
That's cool. Well, I guess we get into the card itself. There were some changes here and there, and we had some matches that were shifted around and talent that was shifted around. The first one, Young Studs taking on The Party Never Ends with Big Twan Tucker and Parker Pierce.
Pickle.
Fitting right into the bar scene, right?
very much into the bar
yeah.
scene.
You have a bar brawl with Party, Parker Pierce, and Bobby Beverly. What more? I mean, you could have almost had those two one-on-one.
Twan Tucker, there's alliteration everywhere. The only one that doesn't fit in is Eric Ryan.
Eric Ryan. Now, what did Eric Ryan do anything to almost kill himself during the show?
I'm not sure. He probably jumped off the side of the ring to the floor probably once, if I know Eric. But
I don't know. I didn't have my headsets going. I didn't have
No headsets this
The
show.
monitors were flickering in and out.
it was a bad day all around. We have not had a bad day like that.
I have
since.
not yelled. I have not yelled like that at a show probably ever in my life.
You were
before a
yelling
show.
during the show?
before the show.
Oh, man.
You want to talk about logistics? It seemed that every time I was looking for something,
It wasn't there.
it was left in the storage unit.
Oh, boy.
Like literally every single thing. I was like, "Hey, where's this? Oh shit, we better send somebody to go get it." Hey, where's this? Oh, we forgot it. Hey, where's this? It's back at the storage unit. I think that there were 4 trips back to the storage unit
Oh, wow.
before the show started,
Jesus.
and I got there. I mean, probably 2 hours before the show started. So there was a lot missing.
Wow.
We need to start. That show made me want to start doing a checklist of things that are needed.
We have discussed a checklist for going on maybe a year and a half.
We have one written out. It's just so many things have changed since we originally wrote it.
We got to update it.
We do.
That's where
There's
it
2
comes down
speakers
to.
now instead of, or 2 nice speakers now instead of 2 bad ones.
So, Young Studs.
How does that change anything?
Yeah.
You got to
That's
change the
still
list.
2
You got to
speakers.
change the list now.
We'll bring the
Well,
nice
what? Are we going to accidentally grab the not nice speakers that don't exist anymore?
You never know. Oh,
They don't.
They don't
They're
exist?
nowhere. They're not in the
Oh,
unit.
all right.
This is what makes me yell on show days. These kinds of
These fucking semantic
Details.
fucking clusterfucks.
Wow.
we have 2 we have 2 bad speakers and 2 good speakers. We might bring the bad ones though.
It's impossible to bring the bad ones. The bad ones aren't in the unit. They're nowhere.
Well,
Well, 3/4 of the students wouldn't know that.
all right, then. There's that. Young Studs, Part Never Ends, like I said.
I was very angry. Like I yelled at people.
That's crazy. I mean, I had people asking me about wrestling while I was at the wedding, and I had a suit in my suit jacket. The last time I had worn it was, of course, to ring announce, and I was
Which one did you wear?
my blue suit, the 3-piece,
Okay.
and
Not the Wrestle Rage or.
I was about to say,
no,
did you
not
wear
the
the
Wrestle
Wrestle
Rager,
Rager
no,
one?
You didn't
no.
want to stun on them.
although
like
that would have gone well probably in Charlotte actually, but yeah, in my pocket I had all the note cards and everything and all this stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, here's stuff that I have to say, and everybody's like, you got to say all this? I'm like, yeah, it's not that much, it's fine. What fun times. Second match of the night, BMD, Ryder, Reid, TKD, Brian Carson, and Rex Brody, and of course, Dr. Dan, you were in this match too.
I was.
Before we get to that, before we get to you,
This was the only match I think that had a talent change.
yeah, so Gary the King Baller is supposed to be in this.
But he's trying to become Gary the King Lawyer.
Yeah.
And told us he had some mandatory law school thing to do.
Lawyering up.
Where's that rank on the excuses you've received to not be at a show?
I'll take it. I'll take that one. I'll take that one.
That's a solid one.
He's lawyering. That's fine. We're all gonna need a lawyer soon, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
In one way or another.
He's going to come in handy at some point in time. So talk about BMD.
I don't know anything about
BMD?
BMD.
Yeah, Dr. Dan does. You wrestle at Alpha One, right?
He's Hamilton, Ontario native, Alpha One full-time roster member.
Okay.
He's he's about 3 years into his wrestling career, and he's been making waves now, coming over with Ethan Page and that whole crew, making his debut in a handful of different promotions all over the country. And he's the only person I've ever seen do a 450 without throwing his arms, and he's about 20 pounds lighter than me, so it's insane to just watch him just jump and spin in midair like that.
Yeah, this guy did a 450 splash in this. You put that show ring in there, it ain't happening. He did a 450 in this.
I was so
said his
fucked up
feet-
by him because I thought I kept on going back and forth, because I hadn't really seen the card, and I was like, "Is that Kyle the Beast? That's not Kyle the Beast. What if it is Kyle the Beast? I thought he was Kyle the Beast."
You think there's a typo on the?
You got all your
sheet?
letters mixed up?
Yeah.
There's a lot of initial guys these days. You notice that?
DCR, KTB,
MJF,
AWK.
BMD.
MDK.
He wants to be AW. He wants to be AWK now. He's what you missed there. That's
Magnum AK. Sorry, brother.
AWK is what you write when you're correcting a paper as an English teacher, and it stands for awkward in terms of phrasing or sentences.
I thought it stood for something like a bird might say, "Awk."
It's that too, I guess.
I'm just learning the zone I'm out, man.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. PB.
Yeah, that's two.
That's just
Yeah,
two. That's
that's
not
not
bad.
bad.
There's other
initials.
three-letter
That could
guys.
be the
I can't think of.
honorable
definitely are other
AWK
three-
and then become the Hawk.
3-letter
Oh.
initials.
There's a lot of more initial guys. I know there are. I just can't think of them.
I mean, RVD, but yeah,
RVD?
he's old time.
He's the originator.
original.
AGD, rest in shit.
FJF, Freddie Joy Floyd.
Yeah. Crazy. All right. But also, Brian Carson in this match. This is his first time in a while, right? Was this his first match back?
No, he was on Russell Rager.
No, he's on.
Oh, Wrestle Rager. Wrestle Rager was. And then
On the comeback trail.
There we go. So this was on his second one back, I suppose, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. There you go. And then we always get to questions, of course. Well, Dr. Dan, I'm sorry. Do you want to say anything smug about your participation in the match?
No, I won the match, and I won it fair and square. It's a scramble.
Fair. All right. Worldwide, can you test that fair and square?
I mean, I don't know about fair and square, but it's a scramble. So everyone threw out all their best stuff, and Dr. Dan came
Basically,
out
all
on
you can
top
say
somehow.
is, I tried to help Brian for over a year. He didn't keep his eye on the ball. Ethan Page wanted to come out and watch me win the match. Brian got distracted, and I won. That's all. That's all there is to say.
Got distracted by an Impact Wrestling star.
Yes, Impact Wrestling star Ethan Page.
Wow. He got that. He got that gig under your tutelage. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
That's amazing.
Always.
Look at you, Dr. Dan, making making memories or making people money, I guess. Next match we roll into, everybody always wants.
Dr. Dan's never made me money ever.
Everybody always wonders, where are the women's matches? Zero Cool, we gave them a women's match. Zoey Skye, you may remember her under a different name, wrestling for us many times. Taking on Allie Cat. Probably fun one there, guys.
Cat toys in the ring.
Cat's always in the ring. Zoey, we hadn't seen her.
I don't know. I didn't have my monitor. Didn't have my fucking headsets.
You didn't see anything.
wanna
Huh?
pick-
Somebody forgot it all at the fucking unit.
Oh, they forgot the monitor?
Forgot everything, dude.
Oh, my
How the
God.
fuck do you forget the monitor?
Listen, sometimes the ring bell's been forgotten, too. It's okay. But Zoey Skye, we hadn't seen her since she was wrestling under Zoey Skye. Last time we saw her, she was
Been a
Angel
while.
Dust still.
Yeah, I don't know how long it's been. It's been a while. I mean, I see her a lot, but probably not in AIW. I don't know how long.
Last
it's
time I
been.
think she was in AIW
Girls' Night
was
Out, 19?
No, Music Links.
Oh, yeah. She wrestled.
She wrestled Shayna. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shayna was still in AIW at that
Yeah.
point.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Been a while.
Been a while.
Oh, throwing it back there, are you?
I took it there.
Wow.
God damn it.
Stained?
You look like a Stained fan.
Fuck you.
No, it was a good match. Just it's a lot easier to get the women's matches on here, and as we continue to try to feature it as much as we can, especially on these these shows that are happening where there's a lot more room on the card to try different things out. On these bar shows where it's focused mainly on locals and students and things like that, we can definitely always make room for a women's match here.
Next match we roll into, the production's Derek Director and Eddy Only taking on the Weird World. This
Here
was
we
an
go.
add-on, correct?
This was rather last minute because when we were originally planning this here event, I was not 100%
Well,
that I
I
was going to
tried
be in
calling
town.
off. She tried calling off.
Where were we going to be? A little vacay?
Yeah, and it turned out the vacay was actually a few days previous. I went down to Columbus for a live podcast and to hang out with some fellas. And that was a fabulous good time.
Podcast superstar.
Yes. Well, I wasn't on it. I was just hanging out. But
You weren't even going to be on it? You were going to cancel?
I fucking bought a
You were going to
ticket.
take
It's a
vacation
little
from
too-
an event just to go
It's a little
attend?
too big. A little too big for him, I guess.
Oh, okay.
give it time, though. I picked up some, like I said.
It's one of those podcasts that makes like $1 million a year on Patreon.
Oh, wow. Do you want to shout them out?
Chapo Trap House, baby.
What's this podcast about?
It's like a socialist, like, comedy podcast.
Oh, okay.
They're just assholes.
Gotcha. Everybody gets jet skis
Professionally.
kind of thing.
I don't know. I haven't hit them with the jet skis yet, but
Oh,
they
okay.
got all sorts of ideas. But yeah, that was a good time. Hung out with those dudes. Thanks to at Murder Brian and the Street Fight guys. Crashed at Murder Brian's palatial pad from all of his fucking Patreon money.
Yeah?
He's pulling in about 100 a year.
Really?
Yeah.
$100?
Split
100K.
leg.
100K?
Yeah.
What's Murder Brian's Patreon got going on?
100K
well,
a year. You can look it
they're
up.
about to lose about half of that, and it's split 2 ways. So
Oh, wow. That's wild.
it's about to be like 25 grand a year because CBD and kratom is becoming less and less available to sell through the
I
mail.
guess we do got to figure this Patreon.
They sell kratom. They sell kratom on their Patreon.
Not on their Patreon. That's a side gig. But that's half of the money for those sticklers out there.
Half of what money? He invests in kratom.
All I know is we're really going to have to sit down and business plan out AIW for 2019.
So wait, he takes the Patreon money and buys kratom and then sells it. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. They do something with it.
I don't know, dude. I see $100,000 though on that. How much money are you?
Yeah, but they're also putting out
Wow.
a zine every month and printing it.
We've been working on. We've been saying we're going to do a zine for 2 years.
Yeah.
I know.
We've been talking about
Hey,
this.
as soon as I kick out this one fucking varmint from my apartment, then I'm going to be able to like create a whole bunch of office space for myself.
I got an office. We got an office right here.
Yeah, I know. I need to be able to smoke if I'm going to be writing a goddamn zine.
Oh, my new place, right by
smoking.
you.
No indoor smoking. All right, cool.
Yeah.
It's a useless place for me to write.
Yeah,
a zine.
no indoor smoking,
You should just-
unfortunately.
I
But I
mean,
got a back deck.
You should just.
You should go to the Philly Collins Marino Tenaglia house where the smoking is definitely encouraged. Philly is in there ripping heaters all the time.
You should just
Good times, good
give
vibes,
up
good
smoking
fumes.
next.
The smoking sabbatical is going to be a murder-suicide spree. The likes
man,
of
think
which
how much
one
money you would
could
save on a
never
smoking
even
sabbatical.
Imagine.
Yeah, think about how much money you would save then. You were able to buy new shoes with the not drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When's the last time you bought a new pair of shoes?
Non-used pair of shoes. Let's see here.
Like 8th grade?
if you have to rack
It's
your
been like
brain,
about
it's
2
too
or 3
long.
years.
2 or 3 years? That's not too
2 or
bad.
3 years for a brand new pair of shoes. I fucking buy like fucking secondhand shoes like all the time.
Man, you could buy all sorts of stuff with the
No, I don't know. Hopefully by the time
smoking
this comes
sabbatical.
out, I have,
Can't get these words out.
fucking properly mapped out when friends are going to be in town for Christmas and all that bullshit, so that I can get hopefully another 2 weeks of sauce sabbaticaling in.
Okay.
While
I mean, it's not really that hard to not drink every day.
It's amazing
say that.
the verbs that we create on this show. Sauce sabbaticaling.
I mean, you're like a guy
That's a
that's
thing.
getting hammered on Tuesday. That's
Well, yeah. if I don't have to work till fucking noon on a Wednesday, the fuck.
there can't be that much fun being had on a Tuesday.
Well, you could just
though.
wake up on a Wednesday and not feel terrible, and then
Yeah, I know. I've been feeling real great, man.
Good. See, keep it up.
Yeah,
over.
I'll
It's
fucking
over
like I
now.
said, I've been saving a lot of money, and it's all gone now. But because we had so much fun at Hell on Earth, and
I like the drink, but I don't like the drink on like Tuesday.
Yeah.
hey, there's a fucking show.
guess it depends on what's going
or
on that
People
Tuesday.
are playing darts, or I don't know. I'm fucking single now. I don't
Or
know.
I'm
I
waking
gotta be
up.
out there mingling.
But you're not a casual drinker. You're a drink double whiskeys
What's
drinker.
up with these lights we got going on out there?
Oh, someone died.
Got an ambulance or fire truck?
Amber lamp.
Triple ginger
Outside our recording studio?
whiskey gingers.
Whiskey ginger triples and quads if we're at Nax, because that's how they pour.
It's a little-
But
seems like a lot.
yeah, well, a whiskey ginger single at class is like a double or a triple anywhere else, so I'm spoiled.
All right. Well, where were we again? I don't know.
Oh yeah, our match. So
How was
either
your
way,
match?
We weren't originally on the show, and then we found out that I would in fact be in town, and we got put on the show, and we had a match with the production.
How'd that go?
Was what it was.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
If holy shit, we got a run in. Freshly faded Kaplan.
Where you guys come from? Why are you guys in my house?
Oh,
No wonder why the ambulance pulled up.
CTE going down. Kaplan doesn't know where he is.
Ladies and gentlemen, this just in. Ryan
What's up,
Kaplan.
everybody? What's up, Steve Guy?
Hi, buddy.
How you doing? What's up, Pallies?
Great.
Flynn.
What's up?
How
You
you guys
smell
doing?
great, Kaplan.
Thanks.
Is this
I put it
your-
on for you?
Is this your first ever appearance here with the podcast?
Yeah. What is the name of the street? Bucky Russ?
Ixnay on the book you were saying.
So,
Thanks
We're
for
gonna
having me.
we're gonna get to you next week, Kaplan. We got to finish this one off first.
yeah.
All right.
Kaplan.
So anyway, yeah, we had a match, and there were some things that happened, and it was a professional wrestling match.
Okay.
And you got handcuffed, and you didn't like that.
Yeah. Don't trust the handcuffs. Don't like the handcuffs. I don't know. Apparently, these handcuffs were used in Vietnam.
Come sit over here next to me, buddy.
Would not want to be handcuffed in Vietnam or
Got
Lakewood,
another
Ohio.
special. We got another run in.
We got all these run-ins happening here on the podcast. Who we got here? Oh, ladies and gentlemen,
Not the ambulance driver.
running
Who's
in
that
now.
coming down? Oh,
It could have been in the ambulance. This could be a
what a Fu
transplant. He's got in a
Manchu on
cooler.
fucking Josh Prohibition right
Josh Prohibition walking in. Cleveland wrestling legend. We are now in the presence of two Cleveland wrestling legends.
You have the grandfather of professional wrestling in Cleveland.
We're probably gonna have to get back to this one later.
Yeah.
And
Well,
and then
we could wrap
someone
up-
is referred to.
now. All right, what was the next match?
So then we go Joshua Bishop with Ethan Page, and Dr. Dan always sticking your nose in business there.
I'm sticking my nose into business.
Couple
I was
of big
making
boys being big
Jake
boys.
Clemens was doing his job, and you know what? Ended up, Jake did his job a little too well, and counted Ethan Page's shoulders to the mat. 1, 2, 3, and a big win for Joshua Bishop.
Yeah, I wasn't even there, and I know that you were probably being a son of a bitch. Yeah,
Whoa.
Kaplan wasn't even there. He
Kaplan
calls you a
wasn't even
snake.
there.
The snake in the Garden of Eden, brother.
There it is. Then we roll into No Consequences. Chase Oliver, Trey Lamar taking on the Jollyville Fuckets.
This one was actually a good match.
I was gonna say this looks like it's
Hell
got
of a tag match.
a lot of fun written all over. I've seen some pictures, and I think some giffies or jiffies
was
on it. at
gifs,
some point.
gifs,
Some
Gif,
gifs.
God damn it.
gifs.
Whatever. I've seen them.
No, it is gifs, not gifs. GIF.
I'm gonna see.
Graphic interface.
That's what it stands for.
Yeah.
Oh, how about that?
So, gih.
Well, I'm gonna see it.
Griff.
This was good.
I'm
It was a
gonna,
good one.
It was good.
I'm gonna
Good
download
graft.
and watch it just for this.
Good grift.
What? Anything super memorable within it?
I know that they broke up a pin with a Canadian destroyer. That's all I remember.
That's what I. Oh, that's
that
right.
was
That's what I
nuts.
saw.
People got pounced out of their shoes. It was everything you would expect.
People got
from a-
pounced out of their shoes.
Who? Every
Trey-
time,
it's
Trey
Trey Lamar, right?
Any small human that gets pounced by T Money, it
not
looks like
literally out of their shoes.
Oh man, I thought they found a way to do that. That would have been great. That's all you're saying. Trey Lamar got pounced out of his
that.
boots.
Figure of speech, Steve.
He doesn't.
Yeah, but I could see it happen. Team Money pounces you pretty hard.
Team No Consequences does not wear boots. They wear shoes.
Well, all right, fair enough.
All right, next match.
Dom Garrini and Zach Thomas.
This was pretty
I
good.
called this one.
The
on
man
the
at war.
commentary.
You know what? You know the most about it, huh?
Yeah, Zach Thomas, promising kid, physical powerhouse.
He really is.
Good kid.
Every match
like
he
him?
has. Physical.
Love him.
You love them.
He's like a younger brother to me.
Okay.
Oh wow. How about that?
You have some younger brothers, don't you?
I do.
Is he like those or different?
No, he's better than them.
He's better than your younger brothers.
Have you met my younger brothers?
Yeah.
You might have met one of them.
One of them. Yeah.
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah, we're
Looks
like
shockingly like you.
yeah, we're Irish triplets.
Yeah. Well, all right.
I'm
But,
16th Irish. It's all on my dick.
Okay.
Okay.
Usually whip that one out on St. Patrick's Day.
Day.
So I'm guessing this one was just absolute physicality.
Oh yeah,
it was-
just beasting.
Yeah.
You should. Both of their chests and their necks were just destroyed afterwards. It was definitely one to pick up the VOD or the DVD and watch it. It's definitely get your money's worth with that one.
Get yourself a nice little violence boner.
A violence boner.
Boner. What? Well, that's fine. I guess I understand what it is. I understand what it is. You ever get a violence boner, Kaplan?
Yeah, bend over. I'll show you.
All right. Now, maybe later. We go into a no DQ match between Matthew Justice and AJ Gray. I feel like this is another one, just pure brutality.
Yeah, this one actually had real violence.
Had no violence?
Real violence.
Oh, real violence. What kind of any weaponry in this? Did fans bring weapons?
There's a table.
There was a table.
No fans bring the weapons.
Okay.
I don't like cleaning up that mess.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
Especially in
how
a
would you-
new venue.
That's what I was thinking. That'd be awfully trusty of the fans to do that in a new venue.
There was someone had a video of Matt Justice and AJ using the table, and in the video the fan posted online, you can't actually see anything happen because they just disappeared behind the. It just looks like they fall into a giant abyss of nothingness.
So any of the fans complaining about not being able to see the action, I think they did enough crowd brawling that everyone got to see something.
Yeah. Did they stop at the bar?
Not sure.
They
I
did
know
not
I
get
was at
that
the bar
far.
by that point.
They did not get that far?
They did not get that far. They did not get to the bar.
It was
itself.
hard. It was a big crowd. It's hard to get through all those people.
Okay. Maybe they brawl into that little VIP area off to the side?
Great bar staff.
That was
at,
the locker room,
Winchester,
brother. You
by the
went
way.
there.
That was the locker room?
Yeah.
Oh, switch it around then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, not that I'm trying to brush through everything, but this next match was one getting a lot of talk leading into the event. Barkley Nation taking on the Duke. How did that turn out?
It turned out probably exactly how you expected.
You didn't expect so many anti-Duke fans to become Duke fans that night, but
Really?
there was a handful.
I was thinking they'd be joining.
a handful.
I would have thought they all would have joined up Barkley Nation.
Maybe 10.
Well, the Duke is very endearing.
Yo, sure. Only
That's a
to
callback.
You. Yeah. So did he endear himself to people this night worldwide?
No, I don't believe so.
I was fucking 6 Coronas deep by this point.
Coronas you were drinking.
Coronas.
Yeah.
Really
Changing it up.
spending the money there.
They had, I think they were like $250 or some shit. Or they were charging me $250.
Now, Duke did say, I believe, on this podcast that if anybody were to jump the rails, he would go after them, I think. Or that he challenged people, right?
Yeah, because he's a fucking idiot and doesn't
No.
know anything about liability.
Did we have any sort of issue with this?
No, of course not.
Did Duke attempt to get them to?
No, because probably, but everyone just kept calling him old and stuff.
Yeah. He also cut a promo at a softball game leading into this match.
Oh, yeah. Softball
You could hear
jersey.
the ping of the bat in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was, it was fine.
Yeah.
It's to be expected.
A lot of chanting. No.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. I think so.
Duke lost, of course.
Maserati West picked up the win.
No. There you go.
Maserati West had this crazy-ass airbrush leather jacket on, too.
He did.
I did see that. In
I haven't seen it
photos.
since, so I hope hopefully he's just breaks it out on special occasions.
It reminded me when the Warrior used to wear the vest
Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
that's what you got.
Exactly like that.
That's what I was thinking. It reminded me of in the picture.
It's hard for you to navigate these shows that
that I'm
weren't
not at. I know. Freaking weddings, man. It's a tough job, Kaplan.
That's good.
Final match of the night was the main event, and it was the production Magnum CK and Frankie Flynn taking on PME, the Philly Marino Experience. Those are your boys worldwide.
Oh, yeah.
Worldwide got himself involved in this a little later.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? What went down here?
Well, they had themselves a little bit of a pro wrestling match, and then after the referee counted 1, 2, 3, the production got into some fuckery,
Oh,
and I decided I was very upset from the bedevilment laid upon me by the production earlier on in the evening. I came out, I think I had a chair. I was throwing that around. I had a strange plastic chain, and
how many Coronas deep were you at this point?
probably about 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there. I was slamming them back. I was, feeling some type of way about the match earlier.
Sure.
And but then I'm just gonna Horowitz myself here, pat myself on the back, cut a fiery promo leading us into the Rubber City Con.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
Weird Body did, too. He got on the mic a little bit.
Yeah,
What'd you think about his promo
I
skills?
don't remember it.
I don't-
Weird Body. His promos are few and far between, but he brings it when he talks on the mic.
We just
Yeah,
try to
he
cuss
does.
a lot.
He did one of Music Links as well. The Weird World promo that happened there. Something about you guys in these bar shows.
Yeah.
These promos
Basically
really
don't
come
give
out
us
of you,
these
huh?
mics.
Yeah.
All in all, I think it was a successful trip to the Winchester, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if we'll go back or not, but
Now, is that because you think just logistically it's really tough?
I mean, yeah, it's tough. It was
Like even if they came to you and like, hey, we thought that was a success. If you
Oh,
guys
it was
would like,
definitely
we'd
a
love-
success for them. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
So if they approached you and said, "We'd love to have you," you'd have to kind of think it over again, just
We'd
because
have
it
to
was
figure
so
it-
difficult.
We'd have to figure out some way to get at least a couple rows of chairs in there or something.
Yeah.
Kind of, make it more visually
Visually,
accepting.
Yeah.
Is that a word? Is that a term? Visually accepting.
I'm telling you, we just get ourselves a nice little security
people to be
squad
able to see?
detail
Yeah.
to order everyone shortest to tallest in that crowd.
I'm done with you, dude.
They do it sometimes at the DIY punk shows.
Wow. So now we're a DIY punk show.
I mean, if you're gonna have fucking standing room only in a fucking tiny bar,
Yeah. Do you think that it would have been a better fit in a place like Class where they had those wood bleachers and people could sit
we
those?
couldn't fit in there.
we'd need like a midget wrestling ring.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't fit in there at all.
well, like British, like 12 by 12s, and they're super short. That's probably.
And then we just stayed there for the after party.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
that
you
was
don't need to
weird.
go anywhere else for the after party.
Somebody
They
on
got
the
that bar.
somebody on the show had a little too much to drink and just threw up right in the middle of the bar.
Really?
Yeah, so maybe they won't invite us back actually, because I just remembered that.
Do you know who it was?
I
I
forgot about
remember
that.
Oh, I know who it was.
I
I
left
won't.
way earlier than that.
I
was
won't say.
out.
I won't say it right
Oh
now.
man.
But yeah, it was kind of. It was a thing that happened.
Oh, I remember now.
Just standing
I
there.
remember hearing about it.
Just standing there all alone, and then you just looked and
Yeah, but
he's puking.
I
It was Kenny Wing, wasn't it?
That was-
not
no,
Kenny
Kenny Wang
Wang.
was a good boy.
Kenny Wang's been on model behavior for like the last year or so.
He's doing pretty all right, but I remember the person now, and I laid the foundation to the road to ruin they were on because I definitely bought them like 2 shots of tequila.
Oh, so this is partly your fault.
Yeah,
All right. Well, thank you for accepting responsibility.
So I
I'll
guess
take
it's,
some of it.
I guess it's up to the fans. Shoot us your feedback on this show. I don't know. I haven't watched it on video yet, so maybe it's a lot better on video.
I'll never watch it.
Well, all right.
because you're that upset with your match.
I've gotten over it. I got over it.
All right.
Okay. Well, hey, for Worldwide, for Dr. Dan, for John Thorne, for the occasional Kaplan chime in.
I love you, Steve Guy.
I love you too, buddy. My name is Steve Guy, and we'll talk to you next week here on The Card is Going to Change.